Have you ever felt like you're chasing money, but it keeps running faster, like no matter how hard you work, wealth always seems just out of reach? What if I told you that you're not meant to chase money, you're meant to attract it not with luck, not with shortcuts, but with purpose, mindset, and a mission that makes wealth inevitable? In the next few minutes, you're going to discover the shift that makes money chase you, not someday, but starting today. This isn't about fantasy. This is about reality backed by discipline, desire, and spiritual clarity. If you're tired of surviving and ready to thrive, then stay with me, because what you're about to hear can unlock a future so aligned, so driven, and so powerful, you'll never look at money the same way again. Don't just listen, absorb this, apply it, and watch your life transform. The beginning of all wealth does not lie in luck or inheritance. It lies in a burning desire that refuses to be extinguished by failure, delay, or rejection. Without this inner fire, no amount of talent, connections, or education can generate lasting financial abundance. A burning desire is more than wishful thinking. It is more than daydreaming about riches. It is a state of mind so persistent, so consuming, that it dominates your thoughts and fuels your every decision. It is the force that keeps you awake at night, not in worry, but in determination. The individual who wants money casually will chase it for years and remain frustrated. But the one who sets their entire mental, emotional, and spiritual energy into a clearly defined purpose will find that money begins to appear in the most unexpected of ways. You must know precisely what you want and how much of it you desire. Vague wants produce vague results, but when your mind becomes obsessed with the idea of wealth, not as a form of greed, but as a tool to serve, to build, to grow, then everything within you begins to align. The subconscious goes to work. Ideas begin to flow. People enter your life as if sent by design. Circumstances you once considered accidental reveal themselves as doors opening to those with clarity and courage. The universe responds to definiteness of desire. The desire must be so strong that even when reality contradicts it, you still believe. You must see wealth in your mind long before you hold it in your hand. Desire backed by faith becomes a magnet. It changes how you speak, how you move, how you think. It causes you to walk with purpose, to refuse distraction, to rise from every setback with greater resolve. Those who lack this inner fire are often the first to give up, the first to blame others, the first to accept lack as fate. But those with a burning desire know that they are not waiting for money, they are preparing for it. They know that wealth is not something they pursue endlessly. Instead, when their mind is right, when their desire is fixed, and when their actions align, money has no choice but to start chasing them. A person with a clearly defined purpose becomes an unstoppable force in a world full of scattered minds and diluted dreams. Clarity of purpose is not just about knowing what you want. It's about understanding why you want it, and directing every ounce of your energy toward its manifestation. When you move with purpose, you begin to shape the world around you instead of being shaped by it. The mind becomes like a magnifying glass, focusing the sun's rays into a beam powerful enough to start a fire. It is the same with intention. When it is concentrated, it generates the energy necessary to draw resources, people, and opportunities toward it. Money does not chase confusion. It follows direction. It follows certainty. It follows those who have already decided, without hesitation, who they are becoming and what they will build. When your purpose is vague, your path becomes foggy, you waste time, you chase distractions. You say yes to the wrong things and no to the right ones. But when your purpose is defined, every decision either moves you closer to it or away from it, and you no longer tolerate what drains you. You become selective, not out of pride, but out of alignment. You become someone whose life is guided by mission, not emotion. This kind of mental clarity makes you magnetic. People notice. They sense the seriousness in your voice, the fire in your eyes, the direction in your footsteps. That energy is contagious, and wealth, true wealth, begins to be attracted to that conviction. It finds the one who no longer negotiates with fear and no longer apologizes for having a vision too big for the average mind to grasp. Money is not the goal, it is the byproduct of purpose lived out with relentless consistency. Clarity makes you efficient, it eliminates waste, it keeps your eyes fixed even when the noise grows louder. In a world of options, clarity is power, and power, when channeled with integrity, commands value. The one who operates from purpose becomes a source, not just a seeker. And when you become a source of value, money finds you, not the other way around. It stops running from you and starts looking for ways to serve you, because your direction makes you dependable, and your purpose makes you dangerous to the status quo. The third key to making money chase you is mastering the power of belief, not just as a mindset, but as a strategy for living. Belief is more than positive thinking. It is the internal conviction that what you have not yet seen will still come to pass. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the fuel that keeps effort alive when results are nowhere in sight. People without belief give up before momentum can even begin, but those who believe without compromise become unstoppable. When you believe in your vision, your ability, and your worth, even when the bank account is empty and the doors seem shut, you are sowing seeds that must eventually produce harvest. Belief changes how you speak to yourself in the dark. It redefines failure not as a stopping point but as a shaping tool. It forces you to ask not, "Is this possible?" but "How will I make this inevitable?" Every great achievement in history was first sustained by belief. Those who didn't believe quit early and joined the crowd of spectators, but the few who kept believing, even when laughed at, criticized, or ignored, became the ones we admire today. Belief is a magnet. It sends signals into the atmosphere and draws back opportunities aligned with that same frequency. A person who believes deeply begins to walk differently, talk differently, think differently. They stop needing external validation because they have internal conviction. Money gravitates toward those who believe they can handle it. Not those who say they want it, but those who believe they can multiply it, manage it, and use it with purpose. When your belief is strong, it shows up in how you pitch, how you sell, how you ask, how you serve. People respond to belief, investors fund it, customers trust it, teams rally around it. When belief becomes a lifestyle, it stops being something you turn on when convenient. It becomes your default response to resistance. You don't panic in silence. You prepare in faith. You don't shrink. You expand. You speak the future as if it were present. And when that level of belief meets preparation and persistence, wealth no longer hides from you. It starts to follow you because you've become the type of person who doesn't just hope for success. You expect it. The fourth key to attracting money is learning how to provide uncommon value in a world that often settles for average. Most people are taught to chase money, but few are trained to become so valuable that money has no choice but to find them. Uncommon value is not about being flashy or impressive. It's about solving real problems in a way that others cannot or will not. It's about going deeper, thinking sharper, and caring more. When you make yourself a solution instead of another noise in the marketplace, people will pay not just for your product or service. They'll pay for the peace, clarity, or results you bring into their lives. Uncommon value is built through mastery. It is built through obsession with improvement. The person who keeps sharpening their skill, who studies while others sleep, who refines when others repeat, becomes a rare force in their field, and the rare are always in demand. The marketplace rewards difference, not duplication. You don't get paid for doing what everyone else does. You get paid for doing it better, faster, deeper, or smarter, and that edge comes from your discipline. It comes from the hours no one sees. It comes from the sacrifices you make to elevate your standard of excellence above the crowd. This level of value does not beg for attention. It commands it. It doesn't chase opportunity. It attracts it. People start referring you, they remember you, they trust you, and trust turns into transaction, consistently, predictably, profitably. You become a name people recommend, a brand people believe in, a voice people follow. This is not luck. This is the result of pouring more into what you offer than what's expected. You serve with depth, you deliver with care, you solve with clarity, and because of that, your name starts circulating in rooms you've never entered. Your work begins to speak louder than your marketing. Uncommon value makes you recession-proof. It lifts you above competition. It gives you leverage in negotiations and longevity in business. And most importantly, it transforms you from a money chaser into a money magnet. Because when your presence solves problems, people don't see your price tag, they see their future. And for that, they're willing to pay whatever it takes to partner with your excellence. The fifth key to making money chase you is mastering emotional discipline, because without it, even the most brilliant strategy will collapse under pressure. Emotional discipline is not about pretending you don't feel fear, doubt, frustration, or impatience. It's about refusing to let those emotions control your direction. In a world that constantly rewards reaction, the truly successful remain grounded. They don't let temporary emotions make permanent decisions. They've trained themselves to respond with intention, not impulse. They don't panic when things get hard. They pause, assess, and proceed with clarity. Money doesn't flow to chaos. It flows to confidence, to stability, to calm leadership in uncertain environments. Emotional discipline keeps your energy focused. It prevents self-sabotage. It helps you show up consistently even when you don't feel like it. Because the truth is, feelings are fleeting, but impact is built through steady action. The undisciplined chase motivation. The disciplined build momentum. They don't need a mood to move. They've wired their mind to act in alignment with purpose, not pressure. And that kind of inner order creates outer success in business, life, and leadership. You will be tested. There will be losses, rejection, delays, criticism. If your emotional state depends on applause, you'll fall apart the moment you're ignored. But when your foundation is internal, when your peace is not for sale and your focus is not easily hijacked, you become unshakable. You become the type of person people trust with opportunity because your character doesn't fluctuate with conditions. You remain sharp, you remain professional, you remain in motion. Money respects maturity. Investors want to back it, clients want to buy from it, partners want to build with it, and emotional discipline is the mark of maturity. It shows you're not led by drama, but by direction. You don't lash out, you lean in, you don't quit in silence, you adapt with wisdom. Every great leader, every wealth builder, every game changer in history has had to master their emotions in order to multiply their impact. And when you can stay steady in the storm, when you can choose long-term vision over short-term comfort, when you can keep moving forward regardless of the noise, that's when money stops testing you and starts trusting you. The sixth key to making money chase you is aligning your purpose with service. Wealth that lasts, wealth that multiplies and brings fulfillment, is always connected to contribution. The world is not short of products or content or noise. It's short of people who genuinely serve. When your intention shifts from how can I get more to how can I give more of what I uniquely carry, you activate a deeper level of influence. Purpose-driven service doesn't dilute your ambition, it strengthens it. Because now your drive isn't just powered by profit, it's fueled by meaning, and people can feel that. The marketplace can feel that. And it responds with loyalty, referrals, and doors you could never force open on your own when you serve from purpose. You rise above competition. Because no one can compete with authenticity. People crave realness, and they trust those who are rooted in something bigger than sales. Your energy, your story, your struggle, these are all ingredients of purpose. And when you stop hiding them and start using them to help others, you become magnetic. You become the person others seek out not just for a solution, but for inspiration. That's when your brand becomes more than a business. It becomes a movement. And movements move money. Wealth without service feels empty, but wealth built through service feels earned, right, and sustainable. You're no longer hustling just to make ends meet. You're building something that transforms others while it sustains you. And in return, the world gives back to you, not always immediately, not always in the way you expect, but always eventually in proportion to how you showed up for others. That's not just a business principle, it's a universal law. Sow generously, reap abundantly. Give first, and trust the return will come multiplied the moment you stop asking, "What do I need to gain?" and start asking, "Whose life can I improve today?" Everything changes. Purpose finds you, people notice you, money follows you, not because you manipulated a system, but because you became the type of person the system can't ignore. You turned your gift into a bridge, your work into worship, and your profits into proof that serving well will never go unrewarded. So now you know. Wealth was never meant to be chased. It was meant to be attracted by the person you become. The world may teach hustle without heart, performance without purpose, but true prosperity begins when you align your thoughts, habits, and vision with something far greater than survival. You were not created to live in scarcity. You were designed to lead with value, to operate with purpose, to think with clarity, and to serve with passion. Money is not your master, it's your servant. It follows vision, it follows discipline. It follows the person who refuses to settle for average and commits instead to becoming exceptional. If you build the mindset, craft the habits, speak with faith, and move with intention, money doesn't need to be your goal. It becomes your result. You won't have to fight for opportunities. Opportunities will start finding you. Doors will open because of who you are, not just what you do. That is the secret most never learn. So I leave you with this: stop chasing money. Start becoming magnetic. Become so driven by purpose, so committed to growth, and so rooted in belief that wealth has no choice but to find its way into your life. Thank you for giving your time, your energy, and your attention to this message. I don't take that lightly. I believe something awakened in you today. Don't let it fade. Rewatch this if you have to. Share it if it spoke to you. And remember, ***, you were never meant to chase. You were made to attract. Until next time, stay focused, stay faithful, and never stop becoming the person money can't ignore.